It's not a player that Chelsea needs for the way that they play. And that's why he was sitting on the bench many times. And then in the middle of the season, he made that declaration, oh, well, I fall in love with Inter. I'm still thinking about Inter. Maybe one day I'm going to come back. And then they found a way to fix it, but the damage was already done. And when you say things like this, it means that your head is not in London, it's in other places. So he had a great time in Inter, and they want it. They know that they're going to become stronger because Lukaku can really make a big difference in Italy in terms of physicality, and it's not the same in UK. That's the thing, So going in a championship that, in a league that you can be dominant, it's logic for him.
Do you think that on his return, if he is to return, he'll just pick up where he left off? That he'll be just really good again there?
Every return is tough, in my opinion. Every return is not easy because it's going to see you have different expectations. So, but if you escape from a place that you, for some reason, you don't feel well, you don't like it, it's not like you were thinking was in your dream, it gives you a great boost when you come back and great energy. And that's what I think is thinking now Lukaku and Inter in the same way. Now come back, we love you. You know that here you are the best for us, and we keep you high. You're going to play all the games, and you are our best striker, and blah, blah, blah. So,
does it tell us anything about the differences between the Premier League and the Serie A, that a player like Lukaku thrives in Italy and it just didn't work out for him this time around at Chelsea?
Well, now Premier League is the best football that you can see in terms of number of teams that can perform at a high level, and what happened in the Champions League, in the Europa League, how they perform is the answer. It's a different kind of sport. In some moment, it seems that in Premier League you run more, you have more physicality, and you're more spectacular. It's not exactly like this because also in Italy we have this kind of things, but Italy is struggling now in the national team and also in the club teams. So the last season showed a little bit more. The win of Roma, it's a good hope for the future in the Europa competitions. So let's see. They need to become stronger. And, Lukaku for Inter and Pogba for Juve could be a great move also for Italian football for become, again, stronger and have a voice in the Champions League, especially.
Ale just mentioned Roma, obviously. Tammy Abraham as well had a great season with them under Jose Mourinho. Do you think this is showing the differences between the two leagues?
I never like to really start comparing one league to another because they've all got their strengths and weaknesses, and I've always said it's a cycle. For a long time the Premier League clubs struggled in the Champions League, got nowhere near it, and then they came back strong. We've seen it in Spain, we've seen it in Italy, we've seen it in Germany. At the moment the Italian teams are not quite as strong as they were. Obviously we've seen Juventus in the Champions League final in recent years. I think I might be wrong, but the last one being in Cardiff when Real Madrid beat them. But yeah, I think it's just these players getting an opportunity. Tammy Abraham's got an opportunity that he didn't get at Chelsea on a regular basis. And to go back to Ali's point on Lukaku, there's always been a question mark, right or wrong, about Lukaku in England. When he was on loan as a youngster, I think it was West Brom and Everton, when he was at Man United, and even when he was scoring goals, there was question marks from within that camp, and that's why they let him go. And he feels happy at Inter Milan. He feels happy in Italy. He's not happy at Chelsea. That was crystal clear. He probably didn't even want to make the move, but Inter needed the money. Chelsea needed a striker, and so they made it happen that he went back to that club. but he never looked completely comfortable from the offset, from one, being in London and playing back in England, and two, knowing, I think, that the Chelsea fans were not convinced that he was the guy that was going to propel them back to the top of the Premier League. And I think in the back of his mind, he always knew that. And then, as I said, I think yesterday, once he gave that interview that was very negative towards being at the club, the supporters turned even more on him, and it just cranked the pressure up. And I'm afraid he just couldn't handle that pressure. So it's a win-win in the end if they get him out, but Chelsea will never get that transfer fee back, obviously.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.